Hello friends, Miss Sarah here, and welcome back to another day of online learning. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. Let's get started.
I wonder what the weather is like today. Let's go take a look and see. I wonder if it's sunny, cloudy, rainy, windy, if it's snowing. Today will be mostly sunny. It started off at a chilly 34 degrees, but it's going to go all the way up to 53 degrees. So if we look at our thermometer here, that's going to be a pretty warm day. So I hope that if you do go outside, you take a tip from my pal Oscar and maybe put on a sweater. But make sure you get out there and enjoy the sunshine. And now it's time for some science. It's been a while since we talked about the life cycle of plants. Let's take a look back to remember why this is important as we begin a new spring month. With the start of April, we're going to start seeing the life cycle of plants before our eyes. Earth is a planet where we live. It spins around the sun, and, for a while each year, we get to experience the season of spring. In the springtime, the grass and trees turn green and colorful flowers sprout up. Why is this? What happens to help the plants grow? You may have noticed some clues at the top of our calendar about the weather during April. What kind of weather do you think we're going to see a lot of? That's right, rain. During April, we're going to be seeing a lot of sunny days, but we're going to be seeing a lot of rainy days too. The life cycle of plants needs sunshine and rain to keep going. Plants start out as seeds in the ground, then kick out roots. These roots crawl down into the dirt looking for water. Once the seed gets the water it needs, a sprout shoots out of the top of the seed to peek out of the ground. The April sun and rain give the plants the light and water they need to make the food. This helps the plants to grow bigger and stronger and one day start the cycle all over again with seeds of their own. That's why we should be seeing more flowers as April goes by and we get closer to our next month, May. Now it's time to review our letter sounds. First I say them, then you say them. Let's get started. A, apple, A. B, ball, B. C, cat, K. D, dog, D. E, elephant, E. F, fish, F. G, goat, G. H, hat, H. I, igloo, I. J, jellyfish, J. K, koala, K. L, lion, L. M, monkey, M. N, nose, N. O, octopus, A. P, pig, P. Q, queen, Q. R, raccoon, R. S, snake, S. T, train, T. U, umbrella, V, van, V. W, walrus, W. X, X, fox. Y, yarn, Y. Z, zebra, Z. Excellent job, my friends. Now it's time for a story. The title of today's book is If I Ran the Circus. The author of our book today is Dr. Seuss. If I Ran the Circus by Dr. Seuss. In all the whole town, the most wonderful spot is behind Sneelak's store in the big vacant lot. It's just the right spot for my wonderful plans, said young Morris McGurk, if I clean up the cans. Now, a fellow like me, said young Morris McGurk, could get rid of this junk with a half-hour's work. I could yank up those weeds and chop down the dead tree and haul off those old cars, there are just 2 or 3, and then the whole place would be ready, you see. All ready to put up the tents for my circus. I think I will call it the Circus McGurkus. The Circus McGurkus, the world's greatest show on the face of the earth or wherever you go. The Circus McGurkus, the cream of the cream. The Circus McGurkus, the circus supreme. The Circus McGurkus, colossal, stupendous, astounding, fantastic, terrific, tremendous. I'll bring in my acrobats, jugglers, and clowns from 1,033 faraway towns to the place you'll see 'em in, ladies and gents, right behind Sneelak's store in the great McGurk tents. And I don't suppose old Mr. Sneelak will mind when he suddenly has a big circus behind. After all, Mr. Sneelak is one of my friends. He might even help out doing small odds and ends. Doing little odd jobs he could be of some aid, such as selling balloons and the pink lemonade. I think 500 gallons will be about right, and then I'll be ready for opening night. This way, step right in, this way, ladies and gents. My sideshow starts here in the first of my tents. When you see what goes on, you'll say no other circus is half as great as the Circus McGurkus is. Here, on stage 1, from the ocean of Ulf, is the sight most amazing, a walrus named Rolf, who can stand on 1 whisker, this wonderful Rolf, on top of 5 balls, 2 for tennis, 3 golf. It's marvelous trick, if I say so myself. And now you'll meet the Foon, the remarkable Foon, who eats sizzling hot pebbles that fell off the moon. And the reason he likes them red hot, it appears, is he greatly enjoys blowing smoke from his ears. Of course, pebbles like this are quite hard to collect, but Sneelak will manage somehow, I expect. After all, Mr. Sneelak is one of my friends, and I'm sure he'll help out doing small odds and ends. And on stage number 4, see the Willy Waloo, who can throw his long tail as a sort of lasso. With a flip of the hip, with a tail of this kind, he can capture whoever is standing behind. He can capture old Sneelak, I'm sure he won't mind. And now here is Hoodwink, who winks in his wink hood. Without a good wink hood, a hoodwink can't wink good. And folks, let me tell you, there's only one circus with wink-hooded hoodwinks, the Circus McGurkus. And now, come to this spot where the spotlight is hot, and you'll see in the spotlight a juggling jot, who can juggle some stuff you might think you could not, such as 22 question marks, which is a lot, also 44 commas, and also 1 dot. That's the kind of Circus McGurkus I've got. But that's just my sideshow, a start, a beginning. This way to the big tent, you'll find your head spinning. Why, ladies and gentlemen, youngsters and oldsters, your heads will quite likely spin right off your shouldsters. So hurry up, step lively, quick, ladies and gents, and get into your seats in my tent of all tents. My parade of parades is about to commence. You'll see Drum Major Sneelak playing his baton, and my organ McGurkus come on with its hot steaming pipes of gold brass-plated tin, snorting all sorts of snorts and bumbling din. That is super stupendous, stupendous, stu-rorous, and when I play Dixie, please join in the chorus. Then a fluff-muffled truffle will ride on a huffle, and next in line, a fine flummox will shuffle. The flummox will carry a lurch in a pail, and a flibble will carry the flummox's tail, while on top of the flummox, 3 harp-twanging snarp will twang mighty twangs on their 3 snarpers harp. while a bolster bloops on a 3-nozzled blueser, an ulster blows floops on a 1-nozzled noozer, and then comes a lion who's partly a trout, and then more stuff, for 45 minutes about. And then, behind them, while everyone stares, come to my to and fro marchers, who march in 5 layers. The fros march on 2s, and the 2s march on fros. Don't know how they do it, but that's how it goes. And now here, in this cage is a beast most ferocious, who's known far and wide as the Spotus atrocious, who growls, howls, and yowls the most blood-curdling sounds, and each tooth in his mouth weighs at least 60 pounds, and he chews up and eats with the greatest of ease things like carpets and sidewalks and people and trees. But the Colonel Sneelock is just the right kind of man who can tame him. I'm sure he won't mind. Then I'll let Sneelock off for a few minutes' rest, while high over your heads you will see the best of the world's finest, fanciest, breezy trapezing. My Zoom-a-Zoop troop from West Upper Bendeezing, who never quite know, while they zoop and they zoom, whether which will catch what one, or who will catch whom, or if who will catch which by the what, or just where, or just when and just how in which part of the air. What a circus, my Circus McGurkus, my workers love work. They say, work us, please work us, we'll work and we'll work up so many surprises, you'd never see half if you had 40 eyeses. And now, again Sneelock, brave Sneelock is back, risking his life on my patented life-risking track, while the speedsters I call my colliding collisions race round in swift cars called abrasion contusions, and Sneelock just lies there, not one bit excited. I know he won't mind. He'll be simply delighted. And here, in a contest of brute strength and muscle, Kid Sneelock, my champ of all champs, will now tussle and wrestle a beast called the Grizzly Ghastly and slap him around. Then he'll slam him down fastly and pin both his shoulders tight flat to the mat. Kid Sneelock will love it, I'm sure about that. And while that goes on there, look at this go on here. Have you ever heard of a through horns jumping deer? Every deer jumps through horns of another pell-mell, while his horns are jumped through at the same time as well, by a deer whose horns also are being jumped through by another who's having his horns jumped through too, which I'm sure Trainer Sneelock can train them to do. Then my tournament knights, noble apes without fears, Sir Hector, Sir Vector, Sir Bops, and Sir Beers, Sir Hawkins, Sir Dawkins, Sir Jocks, and Sir Jeers, clattered into the tent, and while everyone cheers, stage a rouseabout joust with their boxing glove spears. And while all this wild ruckusing goes on below, at the top of the tent, look, the star of my show! Great daredevil Sneelock, the world's bravest type. He comes pulled through the air by 3 Siborian snipe, on a dingus contraption attached to his pipe, and while people below are all turning chalk white, and biting their fingernails off with their fright, great Sneelock soars up to a terrible height. And then he shakes himself loose, he starts down in a dive, such as no man on earth could come out of alive, but he smiles as he falls, and no fear does he feel. His nerves are like iron, his muscles like steel, and he plunges down, with his hair still combed neat, 4,692 feet. And he'll land in a fishbowl, he'll manage just fine. Don't ask how he'll manage, that's his job, not mine. Why, he'll be a hero. Of course he won't mind when he finds that he has a big circus behind.
Excellent listening, my friends. How would you run a circus if you had your own? Thanks again for joining, my friends!